from fiasco to fiasco concerning the U.S., they're saying Ukrainian F-16s will be ready in 5 years, so they won't be able to go into action. So against the Russians, the fighting will not be feasible. Now, how to train Ukrainian pilots in just 6 months when only 8 of them speak English fluently? Okay. 3 European countries, the Netherlands, Denmark, and Norway, have confirmed they will send U.S. F-16 fighter jets to Ukraine, but a new fiasco is looming after the counterattack turned out to be horrific. However, instead of military superiority over Russian Air Force, it will bring problems to Ukraine, which it urgently needs to solve. And one of the issues is language, as strange as that may sound. Without a realistic timetable, the education of Ukrainians, Ukraine has an unrealistic timetable for when it wants to complete the pilot training. It lacks the infrastructure to host fourth-generation F-16 fighter jets, such as well-equipped airfields. Entire airports should be rebuilt, not just runways, and should include command towers, radar ranges, aircraft maintenance and service centers, air-to-air and air-to-ground missile depots, etc. In addition, pilot training is essential, and not knowing English is the first obstacle for most Ukrainian pilots, of course. Only 8 Ukrainian pilots know English well. Politico cited a U.S. official and a source familiar with Ukrainian planning. He revealed that only 8 Ukrainian pilots are fluent in English, making them ready to begin training. According to U.S. official, 20 pilots who speak some English are available to start language courses in the UK in the coming days. Essentially, Ukrainian pilots can't fly, even in the field of military operations, with American aircraft without knowledge of English. Moreover, learning to fly with modern technology requires several years of training, not the 6 months often reported by Western and Ukrainian officials in the media. Pentagon spokesman, Brigadier General Patrick Ryder, revealed that the U.S. will begin training Ukrainian pilots to fly F-16 fighter jets in October at Morris Air Force Base in Tucson, Arizona, preceded by an English language course for pilots in September. The Brigadier General said many pilots and dozens of technicians would be trained without specifying the exact number, adding that the post-Zelensky deployment of F-16 fighter jets to Ukraine would take months and not weeks. And Ukraine has no infrastructure. Ryder added that the F-16 fighter jets should strengthen the military potential of the armed forces in Ukraine and not be mobilized for the needs of the Ukrainian military in the current counteroffensive. He admitted that Ukraine does not have the necessary infrastructure to host F-16 fighter jets. It was planned that European countries would train the Ukrainian pilots and the U.S. would participate if its capabilities were exhausted. Western media reports that an 11-nation coalition will begin training Ukrainian pilots for the F-16 in August. These countries include Denmark, the Netherlands, Belgium, Canada, Luxembourg, Norway, Poland, Portugal, Romania, Sweden, and Great Britain. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said he expects 42 aircraft from the Netherlands and 19 from Denmark. The Netherlands did not specify the number of aircraft or when they would be made available to Ukraine. However, these aircraft will be useless for Ukraine in this war, since a pilot can learn to take off, land, and some basic functions in only half a year of training. However, the training of Ukrainian pilots has already started, specifically in Romania. One question that arises is what kind of weapons the West will deliver to Kiev for the U.S. fighter jets, wonders authoritative military analyst Ahmed Adel. Some Western media are reporting that the F-16 fighter jets, which will be delivered to Ukraine next year, will only have access to short-range missiles, as it's doubtful that the U.S. will agree to supply Ukraine with JSSM missiles, which they have a range of 1,000 kilometers. Another question is how long the F-16s will be on Ukrainian soil, as there is no doubt that Russia will destroy them once they reach the country. The entire debate surrounding the deployment of F-16s to Ukraine was marred on August 25th. Fighter pilot was called Juice. Crashed, and the marks a major setback for Kiev, which has been trying to secure F-16 jets to bolster its Soviet-era air force, but it will prove a major morale blow for Ukraine. Morale also took a hit when General James Hecker, commander of U.S. Air Force in Europe and Africa, told reporters it could take 4 or 5 years. Okay, this is what General James Hecker, commander of U.S. Air Force Europe and Africa, said. It could take 4 or 5 years to prepare F-16 squadrons for combat. Hecker is talking about top expertise, but even basic capabilities such as individual air-to-ground attacks, that will likely take 6 months. There is no way around it, Politico wrote, but as the West should have learned by now, they are not dealing with AK-47 wielding peasants in Afghanistan, but with the advanced and highly professional Russian military, where top pilots are vital. The Ukrainian pilots trained for only 6 months will end up the same way as the Western-trained and armed Ukrainian army units participating in the counteroffensive. They'll disappear. This is from Banking News. I've translated for you from a Greek article. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.